Hey guys, Vixily here and welcome back to my channel. We are doing something a little bit different today. We are playing a game called Euro Truck Simulator. Now, I know this is kind of an odd choice, but this is actually probably one of my favorite games. I don't know why, but it is. I have about 170 hours put into this game, because who knows why. But I went ahead and started a new game here. So we're starting from scratch. I have all the Europe expansion packs. So we have quite a few different places to explore. This is our headquarters. We are located in Lille, France, and our goal is to take over all of France. That is a self-imposed goal that I have chosen myself. That is not the point of the game. The point of the game is just to build a trucking empire, but I want to take over France. So we will. So as of right now, we don't have our own truck. This is just a little generic one. So this is the main page. We have all of our stats. There's not a lot we can do at the moment, just because, again, we don't have our own truck. Eventually we will have access to these. We have a little bit of information. So our trucking company is named Get Though or Not. We have a little fire logo because we will probably crash and burn a couple times. We are completely broke, and we only have one garage. And we have one driver, which is actually me. So we've only done one trip, and that was just delivering sausages around the corner. Because that was completely necessary, I'm sure. We do have an email, so we'll go ahead and check that. And it's just telling us about Mercedes-Benz trucks. We are a certified retailer of Mercedes-Benz trucks. We offer a wide selection of different configurations, and we can also perform customizations to accommodate any special wishes. Please visit our showroom in Rotterdam. The truck you have always dreamt of might be waiting just behind the door. Obviously, we cannot afford a truck right now. We have $2,000 and trucks do not cost that much. But that did open up our truck dealers page. So this kind of gives you where all the truck dealers are located. There is one in Lille, which is probably where we'll end up getting our first truck. I can't remember what kind of dealer that is. We'll probably find out pretty soon here. So the only one we know of is that Mercedes-Benz in Rotterdam. Let's go ahead and let's just visit it, see how much we need to save up in order to get a truck from them. So this would be the cheapest option. It looks like the basic list price is $116, so we're going to need at least that much. So we have quite a ways to go. Eventually we will open up a loan service, which is probably going to be our best bet. So we do have access to the world map. As you can see, we have not explored any of it yet. We have been to Lille and we have been to Rotterdam. And we have a lot that we can explore. We can go all the way over here to, I think this is Finland. I am probably wrong. Don't kill me, I am from America. And then over here we've got Russia, all of Italy. Again, I have no idea where this is. I think that includes India, maybe. I've actually never driven my truck over here, so that might be an interesting place to visit in this game. And we can also go over here to Spain and Portugal. You can also go to these two islands here, which we will probably end up doing once we go over to Marseille. And then right now we don't have access to many of the different types of jobs. There are a couple different types. There's the quick jobs, which is what we're able to do right now. That one actually gives you a truck to use. You don't use your own truck for those. The freight market is when you have your own truck, and so then that you have access to that. Cargo market, I believe, is when you have your own trailer. I have actually never bought a trailer, so we'll probably end up doing that as well. And then external contracts and external market are for the online play. They're basically the same as the freight market, just a little bit different. We will probably end up doing some of that as well because there is actually an event going on right now for Christmas. So if it is not Christmas anymore and I'm uploading this, you probably have reason to believe that I'm very behind on editing videos. And there's just a bunch of stuff you can do here. You can do convoys, which is new. That is the multiplayer. I have not tried that. Not quite sure how it works. I've tried to do a little bit of research into that, but haven't really paid too much attention to it. You can also take photos, but we'll probably end up taking some photos through here. There's quite a few really nice viewpoints that we can stop at. But I think for now, we'll go ahead and go to job market and do a quick job. And another thing is, we can't really go too far right now because we need to save up points, which I can't remember how to get to. I don't know if you can get to it without. We'll find out once we level up. But there is a way to get skill points which allow you to go further and further. So it looks like this one's going to be an actually pretty easy one. Any of these are ferry routes. There's a couple that are actually train routes. I think the ones from the UK to France, a lot of them are train routes. But you don't actually have to drive those, it just kind of time lapses into it. So maybe we'll go ahead and do this one. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and do this one. It's actually the most expensive one we can do, so that's going to get us the most money, which is good because we need money. So we'll go ahead and do that, especially because we don't really have to do too much. It's probably going to end up being about 2 hours of actual driving time. I like to take those ferry routes as much as possible, and you'll notice that I like to do that purely because it means I don't have to stop to sleep, and I don't feel like I'm really wasting time, because you sleep during those ferry routes. And so it kind of saves you a bit of time getting through everything, and instead of having to drive for a total of 80 hours in the really long ones, you only end up driving for about 60 of those. Because while I do love this game, it can get a little bit dull, and it does get a little bit sleepy. But I'm also really bad at this game, so I will probably crash multiple times. Just saying. Let me find out how to get. There we go. I like having the two different mirrors. So at the top you can see that I have two like squares, and those are actually the back mirrors, so I can see on either side of me, which is helpful because I like to do this. Turn into traffic. Please don't hit me. You do get damage to your truck if you get hit or if you hit somebody. The AI on the like NPC cars are a little bit sketchy at times, and they like to try and hit you, especially when you're like me and don't really pay attention half the time. And you do have to watch your speed because there are speed limits and you can't get speeding tickets, and I get a lot of them. Especially because the game likes to do that, where you're 50 for 2 seconds and then go back to 80. I just love the way this game looks too. It's so pretty. You can see the windmills. I just love it. It's so relaxing until you hit other cars or slide off of cliffs. And then there's like the rivers that you can see. Oh, and you can peer out your window like that if you really want to. Kind of surprised I didn't hit anything. And there's like all these landmarks you can see as well, which is just beautiful. Uh-oh. Move, car. Gotta love when it changes to one lane all of a sudden. You can also run into like road construction too, which is obnoxious but hilarious. And you can get stuck behind trains. It's very realistic, sometimes too realistic. I actually do have a lot of the road hazards turned down. I might actually turn that up when I'm doing videos, just because it might be a little bit more fun to watch, not to run. Because there's a reason I have it turned down. And that reason is I don't like to take 5-hour detours between Paris and Clermont. So this is the shipping area. And then you can choose which port you want to go to. So in this case, we want to go here, I believe. Or did we want to go to Hull? Oh. Let me just check here. And you can always go to your world map and check. Oh, we actually wanted to go to Hull. Good thing I didn't go yet. Alright. So we can go to Hull. Alright. And here we are in Hull in England. And I hate these port exits because it's impossible to get out of them. Also, now I get to drive on the left, which I am American, and that is weird. But it's fine. It's fine. We'll survive this time. And in case you're wondering, those little X's are just a symbol that you can't go that way. Yeah, too fast. I like all the little shipping containers right there. It's way fun. I hate roundabouts in this game. It wasn't my fault. That's fine. It's fine. The AI for the cars and the roundabouts is not the best, and usually it's just good to just go for it. Because you're probably going to get... Another thing I would like to note is I don't use a steering wheel when I play this game. I know a lot of people who do play it like on videos and stuff use a steering wheel, but I don't have that. So I just play with the keyboard. Is that the best option? Not at all. And that's probably why I crashed so much. But it works for me, so... So good enough. It looks like we have about 2.5 hours to our destination, which isn't too bad. And just look at that cool bridge. Do I have my lights on? I do not. And you can encounter like weather too. Sometimes it'll rain, which is also kind of fun. Some of the trucks even have a GPS here that you can look at, but it's really hard to actually use it. Ah. Did anyone else see him coming? Because I didn't see him coming. Now I'm stuck. We're just gonna... Oh geez, that really hurt my truck. Oops. That's fine. It's fine. So once your truck takes enough damage, then it actually does start to malfunction, and we are definitely in that frame, so... Oops. I really did not see that guy coming, though. Like, he came out of nowhere. I think he might have been hiding behind the road X's. Like, ow, ow. That's what happens when you text while driving. And yes, I texted while driving a driving simulator game. Oh, yep, there's the malfunction. That's fine. The best part is I don't even know if we're going to end up getting any money out of this because we put so much damage on the truck. So that's great. That's fun. It's fine. Everything's fine. If we end up in a town in between here and there, which I don't think we're going to, then I'll repair the truck. But I really don't think we're going to find anything before we get to our destination. We're kind of on these back roads in the middle of nowhere, and yeah. The more damage you do to the truck, the more frequent the malfunctions are, by the way. So we're getting pretty up there. We're at 30% damage, which is... What is that? That garbage. Why is there garbage in the middle of the road? I should have run over it. Because now I want to know what would have happened if I ran over it. How dare you slow me down? Oh, good. We are following Mr. Slowpoke. That's fine. We'll just take the outside. Whee! Whee! Thank you, sir. For the record, I'm a very cautious driver in real life. I very rarely go over the speed limit. I am very careful with my driving, and I think that's why I'm so reckless in this game. First off, the controls are really not the most intuitive, but they're probably the best they could be. And secondly, I'm just so cautious all the time in real life that I have to get it out somewhere, and at least I'm not being this reckless on the road, on the real road. This is a safe place to be reckless, where any damage is not actually done. Go, truck, go! We have to beat the flea! I'm gonna have to turn soon, so we really gotta get going. Go, 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 go! Oh no. That's fine, it's fine. I need to slow down anyway. Alright, we can see our destination. Now, will we make it there safely? Fantastic question. I guess there's a reason why they have speed limits. That would be it. Uh, uh-oh. Oh, Manchester discovered. Also, look at the stars. So pretty. Oops. Oh, I'm also speeding. And yes, you do have to stop at the red lights. If you don't, you will get fined. You're not going to look? Nope. Whee! I am surprised that worked out so well for me. Normally it doesn't. And this should be our destination. Alright, and we have three different options. We can park it ourselves but a lot easier, or skip it. And I'm going to challenge myself to park it myself because I am terrible at parking it myself. And we're going to do the hard one, not the easy one. Alright, get this lined up. Oops. Alright. This would be a lot easier if my engine wasn't malfunctioning. Can I just do a bit more, please? I don't know if we're going to get it in. Oh, ah, so close. Oh, I actually did it. I am impressed with myself. I don't think I've ever successfully parked it. Oh, we still made $3,000. We only lost 300 for damages. Not bad. And we've hit level 1. So now we get to choose a skill. So we have the ADR training, which the transportation of dangerous goods demands well-trained professionals. Use your hard-earned experience to acquire the following ADR certificates and substantially increase your income. You can do explosives such as dynamite, fireworks, or ammunition, gases, which is flammable gases, non-flammable gases, poisonous gases, and then we can do flammable liquids, which include very common but also very dangerous fuels such as gasoline, diesel, or kerosene. And then we can also do flammable solids, which is easily ignited nitrocellulose, magnesium, or safety matches, among others, spontaneously combustible aluminum or white phosphorus, and dangerous when wet are sodium, calcium, and potassium. We can also do toxic and infectious substances, which is poisons such as harmful to human health, like potassium cyanide, mercuric chloride, or pesticides. or biohazard, which is infectious materials, virus cultures, used needles, etc. And finally, we can also do corrosive substances, which are substances that can dissolve organic tissue or severely corrode certain metals, such as sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, potassium hydroxide, or sodium hydroxide. Next, we can choose long distance, which your long distance skill determines the maximum distance you can travel on duty. Initially, you are offered to drive no further than 250 kilometers, with each new leg you become qualified for. Rank 1 is deliveries up to 350 kilometers. Rank 2 is up to 550, Rank 3 850, Rank 4 1100, Rank 5 1500, and Rank 6 you can go anywhere. You can also do high value cargo, which is all cargo is valuable, but some of those are more valuable than others. Companies trust only proven experts to carry out these kinds of deliveries. As a reward, you'll get Rank 1 high value job offers are unlocked. Rank 2, and then in all the subsequent ranks, you get higher rewards for doing them. Fragile cargo. This skill allows you to transport fragile cargo such as glass, electronics, or delicate machinery with the following benefits. Rank 1 unlocks it, and everything else gives it higher rewards. So the just-in-time delivery is sometimes companies need to deliver something important quickly, so they call for a just-in-time job. Such work puts more stress on the driver, the delivery window is tighter, but the compensation eases your level of discomfort. And for the most part, that just unlocks higher rewards for faster deliveries. And finally, eco-driving. Improved eco-driving skill will help you minimize your fuel consumption. And then it just saves more fuel per rank. So I think we're going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and start with the long distance. That way we can do longer deliveries because that's going to get us more money to begin with. So I think doing the long distance first is going to be good. Get more money for longer jobs. Or, maybe we want to do high value cargo. No, we're going to do long distance because that's 25% experience bonus compared to 18% experience bonus. Actually, the fragile cargo was pretty close to that. So maybe we'll go ahead and do fragile cargo and then get a little bit more money for earlier jobs to get those kind of fast jobs out. And then we can do just a bunch of fast jobs to earn money really quickly. So I think that'll be good. We also got another email. We thought you might like to know that we offer favorable loans to new businesses. Do you need funding to get your business running? We are here to help. Visit your local banking center for more information. So that has unlocked the bank for us. So now we can go to the bank and we can do up to 100,000 loans, which isn't really going to get us enough to buy a truck. So I think we'll hold off on that for now because if we get it now, it's just going to eat away at our profits. So I think we'll go ahead and hold off on that until we have enough to actually get a truck with the money that we take the loan for. So I think we'll go ahead and do another quick job. We do have new upgrades available, which we can't really use right now because we don't have our own truck. So let's go to job market, quick job. Let's see. Lille to Paris. That might be a good one. Just a standard delivery. 19 kilometers, almost 19 euros per kilometer. Yeah, so I think that's going to be our best option. Yeah, we'll do Lille to Paris. That's not too far. Ooh, we're transporting tractors. Alright. And since we're in a new truck, the damage is gone, and we no longer have to worry about that. I just have to remember to drive on the right side of the road. Oops, ran over the curb. Sometimes it's really hard to see when the light changes. Oh, I guess light changed. Kinda dozed off there for a second. That's fine. You have some really old, yucky looking tractors. I don't really like this view too much. It's kind of hard to see. Ooh, I have a new mail. What do we got here? We are looking for skilled drivers with their own trucks for a large number of deliveries. We offer competitive rates up to $6,300 for a job. Please, if you have your own vehicle, inquire directly at our dock in Rotterdam. Yeah, well, we don't have our own vehicle, so... Sorry. I did go ahead and turn up the random road events just to make it a little bit more fun. My one worry is that this game's going to be kind of boring to watch. So I'm hoping with some more randomized events, it might help it a little bit. Oops, nope, 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 nope. It's the turn. Beep, beep, beep. Don't mind me, just fixing that problem. In my defense, it's pitch black outside. And sir, the speed limit is 80, not 75. Go, 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 go. Before another car comes. It's gonna be bad. Okay, we made it. Once again, impressed that that worked out okay for me. Because did I look both ways? I didn't even look one way. This kind of reminds me of a road that I went down with my mom when we traveled to Colorado to visit family. About the same time of night, too. That's when we were there, it was storming off in the distance, so all you could see is lightning lighting up the world around you. It was kind of similar landscapes, dark tree silhouettes and fields on the side. So there is an American version of Truck Sim as well. It's mostly just like the West Coast. So it's Arizona, California, I think Colorado as well, Wyoming, Oregon, just a bunch of states over there. I don't like to play that one as much. For one, because I live in that area and it's it's kind of not as much fun to travel around an area that I'm kind of familiar with. Like, it's kind of fun seeing the landscape translated into a game. That part I've always really liked. But when I'm playing the Euro one, I've never been to Europe. I've never been to France or any of those kinds of places. I'd love to go, but I've never been there. And so it's kind of fun seeing that new landscape, stuff that's completely different to what I'm used to. All these landmarks that I haven't had the opportunity to see. And just kind of learning what things look like, even in a scaled down game version. Like, it's a lot more interesting to me to see these other countries rather than seeing the states that I've lived my whole life seeing. And another thing that I've noticed with the American truck sim versus the European one is that the American one, the controls tend to be a lot more difficult. It's a lot harder to control the trucks, whereas here it's very smooth. Like, I can go like this, no problem. But in the American one, it's like I'm trying to drag it on my back type of thing. It's just not as smooth and it's not as clean. I don't know if that was intentional or if it's something that is just my own settings, but it's what I've noticed, and so it makes it a little bit harder for me to play, which means it might be fun to watch me play because I would be so bad at it, but I almost feel like I really have to press the keys hard to get them to actually go anywhere, even though that's not how keyboard works. But like here, I can just briefly tap and it works perfectly fine. Whereas with the American Truck Simulator, I really have to hold down the button just to get it to move just a little bit. And so while it does add a bit of a challenge, it's not as enjoyable of a challenge. And so I just don't play it as much. That's also why I got all the expansion packs for the Euro Simulator, but I don't have most of the packs for the American one. I think I have 2 or 3 of them. I don't even pay attention much to what packs they're even up to, so I don't even know what I'm missing still, to be fair. I just know I don't have them all. And one day I would like to get all of them, just because tend to be a completionist when it comes to DLC. If I like a game enough that has the DLC, I want to get all the DLC. Like, the same thing with The Sims is I want to have all of the expansion packs. I want to have all the game packs. I don't want to have all the kits, even if they're not really something that I'll use. Like, the Bad 2 pack is a good example of that. I do not like Star Wars. I've never liked Star Wars. I don't even like the premise of Star Wars. And when that pack came out, I was honestly pretty disappointed. I didn't care for it. I know it might be some people's cup of tea, but it definitely is as far from mine as you could possibly be. And so it's just not the pack for me, but I still bought it. And that is purely for the completionist. Oops, that was a speeding violation. And that was purely the completionist in me saying, oh, I must have all the packs, even if I'm not going to ever use it. I have never been to Batu. Never. Nor do I ever plan on going. Like, there's honestly no reason for me to even, like, go there just once. It is a completely foreign thing to me to do anything Star Wars related. I basically just know Darth Vader exists in the world of Star Wars. If you told me any of the other characters, I would have no idea what you were talking about. I think there's something called a Chewbacca that makes a funny noise, but that is really the extent of my knowledge. But I still bought the pack. Oops. Because... completionist. Same with the kits. Like, there's a lot of kits that I really don't care for. Actually, haven't bought a lot of the kits lately because they've just been coming out with so many of them. And so many of them that I really don't care too much for. And honestly, I'd rather spend that $5 somewhere else. Or something that I am interested in. Like, a new expansion pack for Planet Zoo just came out. Instead of spending the $15 to get the 3 new kits that Sims 4 came out with that I haven't bought yet, I'd rather get that new expansion pack for Planet Zoo. Because I know that I want those lynxes. I want the animals that are in that. And the new decorations. Whereas I don't really care for the men's fashion. Or whatever those other fashion kits were. They're just not something that I would ever have my Sims wear. And that being said, that's all going back to the whole I have more expansion packs for. I have all the expansion packs for the Euro Truck Sim, but not for the American Truck Simulator. And that's purely because I don't play that one as much. I'm not going to spend the extra $15 on a game that I'm probably not going to touch in between now and the next expansion pack. And on one hand, maybe I will want. And on one hand, that kind of does cause issues because then I don't want to play it because I know I'm missing those packs. And I'm like, well, maybe if I had this pack, I'd want to play it. Which is kind of a catch-22 issue there. Because now if I do want to play those packs, I don't have the access to them. But at the same time, it's so similar to the Euro Truck Sim that there's not a huge reason for me to say, oh, well, I need to have both. And now I'm going to take a second to focus on what I'm doing because this will end badly if I don't. This is not going to go well. Especially if I don't go the right direction. Let me try a different tactic here. Okay, yeah, that's gonna work better. So let's go all the way up here. Wrong way, wrong way, wrong way. It's so hard to control the backwards. Ow. I might have screwed up here. Ow. Oopsies. Oh, that's gonna be an issue. Well. Alright, I think I've screwed this up enough. Alright, $4,500 is good. So we're up to 9,000. Let's see. And we still just have the one Mercedes-Benz. But I think we're going to go ahead and end that here for today. And I think next time we will go ahead and see if we can do another 1 or 2 jobs and see if we can get up to. I'd kind of like to have about 30,000 before I get the loan. Because if we go here, because this will be the cheapest truck, but I don't think I want that. The next cheapest is this one, which has a little bit more horsepower, which we might want. This one has even more horsepower. But that one's 165. This one's only $2,000 more for the base model. And I'll probably customize it a little bit. There's not too much we can customize yet. We can get a little bit better engine, which I'll probably end up doing, because that helps quite a bit with the hills, heavy cargo, and normal cargo. And then it looks like we only have the one option for the interior. And then I would like to get a paint job. I have quite a few paint jobs available. Because again, I do have a lot of the expansions, which include all of the paint jobs type stuff. Ooh, that one's fun. But those kind of range in price as well. I might do one that's like pre-colored. That one's kind of cool. There's some really pretty ones in here. The wolves are fun. I really like that one too. This is the one I've been using, and I still really like it, but I don't know if I'm gonna actually use that one. The dragons are really cool. If there's any that anyone would like to see me use, please feel free to let me know. I like that one a lot. I wish the Irish ones were a little bit nicer. But yeah, if there's any that anyone would like to see me use on my trucks, please feel free to let me know. I don't really have a set plan of which one I do want to use. Patterns are kind of fun too. Some of them are kind of boring though. I really like these technology ones too. There's some fun dragons and dinosaurs. These ones are starting to get kind of expensive, so we probably won't use these ones down here on my first truck. Just because it's going to cost quite a bit. Oh, that one's cool. The saber-tooth. Yeah, we can unlock a lot more later on. But we'll probably stick to one of these cheaper ones. Probably one of the ones that are under, probably I'd say 20,000. Like the wolf one might be a good option, or the Northern Lights. But I think once we start to hit about 20,000 is when it really kind of gets to a point where it's going to take us a while to get there. So yeah, probably anything before here. There are quite a few that are right at 20,000. A lot of the nice ones are under 20,000. So if we were to do one at 20,000, and we can change a little bit of this. And we'll probably change that to match whatever we end up getting. Yeah, you can get metallic ones, or you can get ones that match the paint. We could put on a pirate flag. I probably won't do too many upgrades. Um, Purely because, yeah, we've not got a lot of money to spend on this type of stuff. But we'll probably make it look somewhat nice at least. So I'm just kind of putting in a couple of things just to see what the cost would be if we were to upgrade a couple of things here. It would probably be a good idea to upgrade the tires because these ones are really low grade. We would like to have a little bit of assistance there. Probably these ones wouldn't be too bad. On our first truck, we probably won't add anything like that on. Just because it's not super necessary. Back tires. Probably the ABs as well. Yeah, we'll probably keep it somewhat simple there, and you can also update the interior. These get kind of annoying at night, so we probably won't use one of them. And you can put like little plush toys on there, bobbleheads. And those are pretty cheap, so we'll probably add a couple of those in there too. Oh, you can do little truck models. That's cute. I love that. Then you can put little stuff on there. Paper towels, you can put a lunchbox, notebooks. You probably won't put too much, maybe just that. And you can decorate this part. Do a little home sweet home and some blankets maybe. And you can usually add, yeah, like a little emblem in the back. The dragon one's fun. But yeah, we'll probably do a little bit of more decorating. So the total is going to be 148, even with very minimal changes. So we have quite a ways to go before we can afford. But until next time, I will see you later.